Hi, everybody. This is Jeff Webb, director of the Johnstown Symphony Chorus. And we are here this afternoon talking with another member of the chorus. Jean Arcurio is a member of the soprano section in the chorus. Jean, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. So the first general question is just how are you doing in this whole stay-at-home scenario that we're dealing with now?
Well, I'm teaching every day. I teach at Bishop McCord part-time. I teach theater and music. So we have started online teaching on the 17th of March, and we have been going steady every day since. Now we're taking a break now for Easter, just like we would normally have an Easter break. But we'll be back next Tuesday. So I've been spending my days on Zoom and on different sites that I have been looking at. And we do a Google Classroom. Um, that's sort of our setting that we use, and working with the kids. And it's just been an interesting 3 weeks, I can say that.
It certainly has. Teaching at the university, doing stuff online through Zoom has been a challenge. I don't know if you have found that it's more work than what we normally do. I mean, it's an astronomical amount of work. Yeah,
I would say I am prepping 10 times more than I've ever prepped for a live classroom.
right.
When you're standing in front of the kids and you have your lessons prepped, um, and you do it right there in front of the kids, you're working with 20, 25 kids at a time. Well, now with the Google Classroom, I'm back and forth with individual students one at a time. So you multiply that by the 66 kids that I teach on a daily basis. And so it really adds up to a lot of prep and time that you're
Right,
spending.
right. What you are also in charge of the musical. What show were you guys did you do the show or is it were you supposed to do a show? What show were you doing?
We were working on Greece,
Okay.
and it was to be held April 23rd, 24th, 25th, which of course is coming up in 2 weeks. But
Right.
since they decided now to close the schools for the remainder of the year, um, we're not quite sure. We did a little talk with some of the kids. They've been so concerned, and some of the parents even suggesting that I would be willing to do a summer show if they would like to do it. And we have the kids that are going to be around to do it. A lot of kids expressed interest in doing a summer show, and I'll be there for them if they want to do it.
Well, that would be interesting. I don't know how many people have thought about trying to do something like that. A lot. This is normally high school musical time
It is.
everywhere,
Yeah.
and so I imagine a lot of shows have been canceled. But you're the first. I mean, breaking news here. You're the first person who I've heard talk about trying to do it in the summertime. A lot of people are just we're going to shut it down, and that's the end of it. But I hadn't thought about. Do you have seniors who are going to be around in the summer?
I do, and some of them said we want to do it. I mean, they are devastated
Yeah.
that they can't perform. We've been working since January,
Right.
and when you put your heart and soul into something, you know what it's like when
Right.
you do a production. This is their season, and they want to perform, and they've been perfecting their songs and the choreography, and they just really want to perform it.
Yeah.
And so maybe we can get that chance.
Right. Gene, tell us a little bit about how you got into music, generally speaking. Like, have you always been into music? Did you study music in high school? And then give us some more specifics about your time with the symphony chorus. How long have you been with the symphony chorus?
Well, I started in music at 4 years of age when my mom put me on the Mishler Theater stage.
In Altoona.
Oh, yes, I'm an Altoona, born and raised in Altoona,
Okay.
and started in baby ballet at age 4, and then started piano at 5 and voice at 12. And I've been singing and dancing and performing my whole life. And there was really nothing else I wanted to do in my life except go into music. And then, of course, went to Penn State University, and that's where I studied with my undergraduate and graduate work. And of course, loved teaching. I always wanted to be a teacher. I always knew I loved to perform, but teaching, I think, is the best of both worlds. You get
Mm,
to perform every day of your life as a teacher.
this is true.
Yes, so I that's what I enjoy so much about that. I when I moved to Johnstown in 1975, I became involved. It was with called the Symphony Singers at the time, and it was a small group. There was 16 of us, and we performed. We were, I would say, an extension of the symphony's chorus. And Carl Miller is the one that sort of brought me in on this. He was the director at the time, and my husband was teaching with him at the time, and I got involved with that. And I really didn't join the symphony chorus itself probably until about, I'd say, the later, maybe 1986, 87. I did some performances with them. We did several operas. We did Camelot. We did Carmen. I performed with those, and then we sort of after that is when I got involved with the actual symphony chorus itself. And then I was off for a little time, raising my son, and then coming back into it. So it's just been a big part of my life since I've lived in Johnstown.
Yeah. So one way or the other, almost 45 years now, like you've
Yeah.
been involved with the organization. Excellent, excellent.
Yes, that's true.
Can you tell us a little bit about what singing in the group means to you, and also what you think the role of us as the symphony chorus is in Johnstown in the community? Like, what are some advantages we provide for the community, or what is our place within the community?
Well, I think it's just too numerous to mention because we are a vital part of this community. You know, people love to sing. I know you don't have to be have a degree in music. You don't have to be a professional to love to sing. And whatever your degree of singing ability is, I think being a part of this, it's it's the camaraderie. It's being able to have that ability to express yourself in so many genres of music, you know, joyful and sadness. And it's just that ability to connect with so many people because your expression comes through. People see that and they connect with you through your expression of music. And that's why I think being a part of this means so much to me because I love to perform and I love to have an audience and I love to sing many different styles of music. And this gives me that opportunity.
Right. I think there's a small, maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe there's not a misconception about it, but I think one of the things that I enjoy most about what the symphony chorus is doing, at least right now, is we are exploring a lot of different things. You know, initially, I think some people look at the symphony chorus and say, "Oh, well, they're only going to sing classical music all of the time." And yeah, that is the sort of bulk of what we do, but we sing a bunch of different stuff, you know, folk tunes, jazz pieces, um, you know, we sing in different languages and different styles. And so one of the things, you know, it's one of the disappointments we had this year is we were going to do a concert at the beginning of April,
Hmm.
which sort of showed all of that, which exemplified all of that. And you know, the symphony chorus is very, very disappointed that we couldn't do that, that we could not perform that piece. We're hoping to figure out ways to at least use that repertoire down the road. But we were very excited about doing this concert on April 4th, and unfortunately, we're just not in a position to do that. You know, something that you mentioned, Gene, about music, the expression of music in this time that we're living in right now, where everybody is now forced to stay at home and stay indoors, and we just don't know when this is going to be over, or what shape it's going to, what the world is going to look like after this is all over. Are you finding music to be a sort of healing element for you at this
Well,
moment? Are you listening to tunes, and what are you listening to and why, and so on and so forth?
well, every day I play the piano and sing. that's just been my life. And it means so much to me because it gives you that feeling of faith. It gives you the emotional support I think that we all need at this time. I particularly sing songs. Beautiful City from Godspell, I think, is one of the most timely pieces right now. It just expresses what can come out, you know, out of the ruin and rubble, which are the words of Beautiful City. You know, we're going to create a beautiful city. Yes, we can. And I think those words are so pertinent right now. And I know that's a favorite of mine right now. Another song that I particularly have been listening to so much is Josh Groban's You Raise Me Up.
Mm.
It's a perfect song for the Easter season and also a perfect song for what we're feeling and going through right now. I don't know if you're familiar with the John Nesbeck's version of He Shall Feed This Flock.
I am not.
That is a beautiful, beautiful piece. We're all familiar with the Handel, He Shall Feed His Flock.
Yes.
But this version is absolutely stunning. And that's another one of the songs that I've sort of been migrating to during this time. And I do have to say, I've been singing our songs that we would have sung last Saturday night, especially Shenandoah. I think that's another song that just, you know, it beats to the heart of America. And that song really is just a gorgeous piece. And the arrangement that we've been working on.
Yes.
Perfect.
So, yeah, come hell or high water, we are going to do that piece next year.
Right. Oh,
Some way, somehow. I don't care if it's even on a Christmas concert. We're going to sing Shenandoah next year.
that's I will do that any day of the year. That's such a gorgeous piece.
Yeah, for those of you who missed it, we did post that on our Facebook page a couple of weeks ago. You can go back and look at that post. But it's an arrangement of Shenandoah by James Erb, who for many, many years taught at the University of Richmond and was instrumental, the actual original conductor, the founder and conductor of the Richmond Symphony Chorus. In 70, I think the arrangement was written in 71, in the early 1970s, and I think he was in charge of the symphony chorus from that point through maybe 2005, 2006, somewhere thereabouts. But if you have never heard the arrangement, it's a fabulous arrangement. It's one of my favorites. There's a lot of good arrangements of Shenandoah, but I'm particularly fond of that one that the chorus was working on. So stay tuned. We hope to do it again sometime next year. Well, thanks, Jean. I appreciate it. Good to talk with you, and I hope everybody is safe and healthy over where you are at. And looking forward to the day in which we can get back together and start singing again. You know,
that's great.
It's been hard.
Oh, yes. Looking forward to seeing everybody again and getting back to that camaraderie.
Right. Thanks, Jean. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jeff. Have a great Easter.
Take care. You too. Thanks.
Bye-bye.